Optimum Basketball here. We got Brandon Cochran, Alex Raj, both co-founders of Optimum Basketball, started in 2011. Right now we have a little vlog for you guys, and we are going to be talking about basketball training.
Alright, so first questions for Alex. We get a lot of questions over the last few years about why basketball trainers, how they can help you, how they can help your game. So I've got a couple questions for Alex. First of all, why are you so passionate about basketball training?
That's a good question. I think obviously my passion stems from my love for the game. It all started with playing, and for me, I just couldn't get enough of it as a kid. Playing all the time. I never had a basketball trainer myself. With that said, I was in my front yard, at a park, out of school with friends, playing all the time. Whenever I had some free time, I was always hooping, and that didn't stop. So I found a passion in helping other people develop their game, and I kind of found a passion for training basketball athletes. I didn't really find that out until I really started doing it. Like I said, I never really had a basketball trainer growing up, and so originally whenever I got first into basketball training, I kind of saw it as a way to give back to the young players coming up and give them something that I didn't have, and more now we're having, this generation has so much information. There's YouTube, the internet, you can find all sorts of different great drills, but having that one-on-one trainer is definitely something special. Just because, trainers are there to break down your individual game, see where your weaknesses are, see where your strengths are, and then adjust your game accordingly. And so I think I really fell in love with that process, and seeing every player for what they are and what they could be, and just seeing the potential in every single player. But what was really cool for me is seeing not only what they're doing on the court, but everything off the court as well. You see these kids, they're getting better, they're getting confidence on the court, but it carries off into the classroom, with family life. You don't only see it, but you hear it from them, from their family, from people who know them. They're just seeing, kids doing a full, complete 180 and really, picking up things in all aspects of their life, which is awesome. That's a great way to give back, and so that added to my passion for basketball training. So there's a lot of different things that make me passionate about it, but I think that's one of the most rewarding things. Is just seeing confidence in young athletes grow on the court and off the court.
Right on. Well, there's so many takeaways from that. First and foremost, love of the game. That's what I heard from Alex. So if you're out there, watching this, you gotta have a love for it, love for the game, and then passion about training. It's so rewarding to see kids, college players, professional players improve their game day in and day out, and also improve their confidence. So I can see why you're passionate about what you do. Very cool. All right, so why do you think players need a basketball trainer? Is it worth it? What's the point?
Another good question. I kind of touched on it in the first question, but like I said, there's so much information out there. You could go on YouTube, you can go Google, ball handling drills, shooting drills, all sorts of stuff, and have a lot of great stuff to take away and improve your game on. A good basketball trainer is going to watch you play. We go to some of your games, check out what's your game about, your strengths, your weaknesses, like I was saying before, and they're gonna be able to give you the certain specific drills to increase what areas of the game you need to increase. If you're a weak ball handler, you shouldn't be doing, on a scale of 1 to 10, level 10 ball handling drills. You gotta start at a certain level, and so a good basketball trainer is gonna notice that, and then
So if these kids see a 3-ball dribbling drill on YouTube and they can't do a crossover yet, should they be doing a 3-ball dribbling drill?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Hear that?
And also, a basketball trainer is there to push you through every single workout. So you can work by yourself, and that's great. But what happens a lot of times is you'll see kids at the gym and they're out there kind of messing around, not really super focused. But if you got a basketball trainer, the whole workout is going to be focused. He's going to be pushing you through it and challenging you and giving you different things to work on and think about with every training that you go through. And so, I think the need for basketball trainers is definitely big for athletes that are serious about it. If you're not really serious, not bought in, you're not committed to it, then then just keep on playing by yourself and look on YouTube and do stuff. But if you really want to get better and push yourself, then I think having a basketball trainer is very is key to your success as a basketball player.
All right, question we get a lot. What age do you hire a basketball trainer? When is it too soon? Is it too late?
Right. And I don't have a clear answer on that. I think that answer depends on the player. To be quite honest, depends on how focused they are. You can have, I mean, I could say 12 years old is the right age. I could say 8 years old is the right age. I could say 5 years old. It depends on where that kid is at, that athlete is at mentally. Are they able to focus throughout a workout? Are you working with a 5-year-old that is just looking around, not paying attention, not going through your drills, not going hard, just not getting anything from it? Then it's probably not worth it. You know, you just kind of have to feel it out. But if you could have a 5 or 6 year old that's just going through every single training, getting better, you're seeing the progress, they're staying into it, they're having fun first of all, because if you're a young kid and you're playing, if you're a parent out there and you have your kid and you're trying to get them a basketball trainer, and say they're 8 years old, or say they're 10 years old, or say they're 12 years old, or even say they're 16 years old, but they're not really into it, and they don't want to be there, and they're not having fun, and they're not pushing themselves, and not going to get better, then 18 years old is the wrong age to have a basketball trainer, and they shouldn't have a basketball trainer. But if you're 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, and you're going through and you're pushing yourself, then and you're getting better, then you know that's the right age. So there's not a clear answer on that, but it just depends on the kid and depends on the situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it sounds like it's up to you, parents, to decide, and if you're getting a return on your investment, if your kid's committed and they want to get better and they're showing signs of that, and when they do go to these trainings, make sure you're paying attention to them and their body language, and if they're locked in and focused on their trainer, right? Am I hearing that correctly? Then it's totally worth it, because you know, if you want them to play in high school, or you want them to play in college, or they want to play in high school or play in college, then you know they're going to need to be focused. They're going to need to be able to listen to their basketball trainer, and then they'll be able to implement what they're learning. And you, as a parent, are actually going to get a return on that investment. Awesome. All right. So, what are your thoughts? I know we have a certain belief here at Optimum Basketball about an off season, but we want to hear about what your thoughts, Mr. Raj, about an off season. What is an off season?
An off season for basketball, to me, doesn't really exist.
Ooh, ooh,
knockout punch.
Yes. Non-existent. Okay, okay.
It's not there. You know what an off season might be is a week, or maybe 2 weeks.
Okay.
After you're done with your season as a basketball coach and coming up, playing high school, college, professionally, you know, get off your season. And I actually was not one to do this, but some people, they'll take a break. Serious basketball players, they will take a break of anywhere from a week to 2 weeks. A month is kind of long, especially if you love the game. It's something that you want to do daily. You know, it's just like anything else that you love. You want to do it all the time. So there is no off season. You know what I mean? There shouldn't be. And there's a couple reasons for that. Obviously, your passion for the game, you want to play. But the off season is when players get better. Throughout a season, you're practicing, you're playing, you're going hard with your team, but you're not working on your skills for the most part. You can get shots up in between practices, you can get some skill work in there, but it's not going to be consistent. It's going to be shoddy. You're going to not want to push yourself on game days or the day before game days. Can't really go that hard. But in the off season, you're not playing any games. You're getting ready for that next season, which might be 6 months away, maybe a little bit longer than that. And so that's the time that you add skills to your bag, add tricks. And so they say every off season, this word that doesn't exist, is when players add one new or master one new skill. They could work on a bunch of different stuff, but they want to master one thing every single season as they move on in the career, right? So you got to be focused in the off season. You definitely got to be focused, and you got to push yourself every single day. I think young athletes and maybe young families that have young athletes, I don't think they fully understand that if they really want to be serious. If they just want to do it recreationally, that's fine. Right. So that's great. You gotta enjoy the sport.
Bless them.
Yep, exactly. Bless them. It's just not how, if you really want to take it to that next level, it's just not how it's just really done. But as a basketball trainer, it's funny because, I get hit up, the month before season starts, or a couple of weeks before season starts, or even during season for basketball training. That's when you get the majority of your calls. And, in my mind, I'm thinking this is totally backwards. I'm thinking I should be the busiest in the spring and in the summer, because that's when basketball players should really be working and pushing themselves off season. And so I think that's kind of overlooked or not really a known fact. And it is a fact of a lot of young athletes and families. And so when you say, what do I think about the off season? When is the off season? That it's a week after season, and it's only 1 week or maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You're still going to be hitting your weights, still going to be exercising, and for some people it's still going to be shooting the ball, still with the ball in your hand, but maybe they're just not training and pushing themselves that hard. And so off season is about a 1 to 2 week span.
Yeah, so there is no off season. You hear that? None. Zero. It's even hard for us to say that word. You want to be great. My turn. Let's go.
All right. Flipping the script.
All right.
So Brandon, why do you think players need? Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna edit that out. Yeah, this is the one. All right. Why do you think players need a basketball trainer?
Yeah, so people need a basketball trainer because you can't maximize your potential and your skill level because you're not watching yourself do a crossover. Like, you're going through the drills, you're going through the legs, or you're doing your jump shot. But when you have another perspective and somebody that has been there before, somebody that's played in high school, played at the college level, played professionally, they know what it should look like, they know what you look like, and then they can make adjustments. So you're not really able as a player to watch yourself do a jumper unless you're videotaping it. But a basketball trainer can take in all that information and then break it down so that you're getting better. Another need for a reason for having a basketball trainer, again, to maximize your growth and your potential. Because they're going to push you. I think you touched on this. But you're only going to go so hard. Like, we see players all the time that are just out there, at gyms, at parks, and they're just out there like kind of messing around, doing a crossover, throwing up some jelly. We see that. None of that.
Get rid of that jelly. Get you stuck to the bench. Get you stuck to the bench.
Get rid of that jelly. Only put it on your sandwiches when you're trying to get some gains.
Right.
But it's just not maximizing their time. And I think a basketball trainer for parents out there gives you the ability to get a return on investment, to pay a professional that, this is their strength, this is what they do. We make players better. I'm a basketball trainer, Alex is a basketball trainer. You can work by yourself for 4 or 5 years. You can work with us for 1 hour, and you're going to save that 4 or 5 years because we're going to give you, the right move to do. We're going to give you the right jump shot. We're going to give you the right mindset. Why a basketball trainer? Because if you want to be great, and I think, it's more for the serious player. So if you're a parent out there and, little Johnny is 6 years old and you're not really sure, send him to a camp or, get him on a team. And if he's just hungry and wants more, then absolutely, get a basketball trainer because it's going to be worth it. And they're going to develop that mindset. I think, that's another great reason for a basketball trainer is whether they make it to the NBA or not, the daily disciplines, the habits, the failure of, getting angry that you can't do a crossover yet, dealing with that as a kid, is huge. That translates into the classroom. That translates when they're a professional, when they're working, their 9 to 5 or whatever they choose to do in life, developing that mindset and those habits and that routine to be successful, starting at 6 years old or 8 years old or 14 years old. It really doesn't matter when they start, but, those habits and those routines come from a basketball trainer.
How does a trainer get you results?
How does a trainer get you results? First, a good trainer, a great trainer, assesses where you're at now. I've seen a lot of trainers that are decent, but they do drills or they recommend certain things without really assessing the player, and every single player is unique, every single player is an individual. So I think they're really great trainers, and that's what we do here at Optimum Basketball, is finding that player's strengths, finding their weaknesses, and then seeing where they could be, where they should be, and help them progress.
Right.
I think that aspect, for a basketball trainer, that's how you're really going to get results, is knowing where the player is now and then where they can be, and then developing a plan. I think that's the one thing when you're with the trainer once or twice or 3 times a week, you're really going to get results because you're getting immediate feedback. So the coach is telling you, hey, on your jump shot, make sure you're following through more, strong follow through. Now when you go work out on your own, you're thinking about that, so you're maximizing every single time you're on the court, so you're going to produce results that much faster, and you're going to practice the right way, right? If you're doing a crossover incorrectly and you've been doing it incorrectly for 3 years, you're developing bad habits. Now you get into a game and you try to do a crossover and you get ripped. Right. Where with a basketball trainer, going to help you produce results by, hey, make sure you step to the right, then low quick crossover, make sure you pull the ball through, flick your wrist, all those little micro skills that you're going to be now aware of, and now you can practice on your own. And that's one of the many reasons how a basketball trainer is going to help you get results.
Absolutely. So it's more like a tailored workout. It's not cookie cutter. You're not doing the same thing every single time, right? And then progressing you as you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
Last question. How do you know if a basketball trainer is any good?
Ooh! All right. Love this question. So there's a couple ways. This probably, I'm going to speak more to parents, like when they're finding a basketball trainer or a basketball program. I know here at Optimum Basketball, we're year-round. There's not a lot of programs out there that are year-round specific for basketball players. You might have club teams, whatever it is. So when you're trying to find a basketball trainer, there's a big difference between a trainer and a coach. So I just want to clear this up very quickly. So how do you find a good basketball trainer? First and foremost, make sure they're a basketball trainer. A coach gets players together, a group of them, 8 to 12 players, and they have sets, and they run plays, and they run defenses, right? A basketball trainer trains you as an individual. So you want to have a basketball trainer that actually knows how to do a crossover, that knows how to go through the legs behind the back, that knows how to shoot a jump shot, that knows how to shoot a three-pointer. Not only knows how themselves, but also how to teach it. And a lot of people that know how themselves don't necessarily make the best coaches or trainers. So their ability to teach, how do you know if it's a good basketball trainer? One, they're totally locked in. So some of the ones, that I've seen over the years, specifically in our organization, they are locked in with that player for, if they sign up for a 30-minute session, hour, 90 minutes, and they're asking questions, they're giving feedback. I think a really good basketball trainer asks a lot of questions. Yeah, you want to say what you're doing, but it's really the player that plays. So if you're saying, hey, why, when you do your crossover, why do you why do you dribble the ball so high? Right? Or, asking questions to where the player has to stop and think. I think that's another sign of a good basketball trainer. Another one I would probably say is they know what they're talking about, which probably is pretty obvious. But again, going back to coaches or basketball trainers, a lot of coaches don't know how to develop the individual skills.
Right.
So that's why you need a basketball trainer. That's why professionals, NBA guys, don't work out with their head coach. They go hire somebody that's specific to, improving their weaknesses, mastering their strengths. So I think that's probably, the punchline there is NBA guys don't work out with their head coaches because that's not what they do. They're X's and O guys. They break down film. They come up with game plans. Where basketball trainers know exactly how to take your game, specifically your unique game, and take you to all new levels.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, that's it for us. You have watched Why the Need for Basketball Trainers with Optimum Basketball, our vlog. You ask questions, we give you answers.
See you guys later.
Thanks, Gary. He stole that one from me.
Did he?
Yeah.